Shavkat's going to be probably like the biggest what if of the history of the UFC. Shavkat Rakhmonov. Out of the rankings, right? Like they updated the rankings today, so he's out of the rankings, out of competition for the next year, right? So when I was researching the subject, is there another prospect like so close to a title fight, right? He was actually scheduled for a title fight, right? When Bilal had to jump out
Bilal
of the...
had to pull out because he had a bone infection on his foot.
So do you know any other fighter, like is there another fighter more unluckier than him?
More unlucky fighter. Maybe if you look back into UFC history, but that comes to mind in the recent years, he's the most unlucky 100%.
It has to be, because I don't remember anyone being as close to a title fight and in a top contender talk for so long like him, you know. And we were talking the other day on a different video that the welterweight division, it's so good right now. And this guy, it's in every possible matchup that we dream about it. And here he's being defeated by injuries, man.
Worst case, the worst part of it, actually, like we've been hearing Ian Garry all over social media ever since this announcement was made that Shavkat is no longer in the rankings. He's like, oh, I destroyed his career because he threw oblique kick in the middle of the fight that kind of bent his knee inwards. And DC, after their fight, he actually mentioned that Shavkat went into that fight with a knee injury already. So he didn't get the title shot because Bilal had to pull out to his foot injury. And then he fights Ian Garry just to stay relevant in those times. And he worsens his injury in his knee. And now he was supposed to come back soon. Like he had surgery. Wasn't there something about a car accident he was involved in? Something like this?
I think I read something about it, yeah, but I don't think that's related.
Okay, because I did think like something got aggravated.
Shit, you know, with this guy, it's unbelievable.
He's been very unlucky.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Look,
and of course, we were expecting him to fight soon. There was even people, when you were talking about these next title shots, or who's it going to be? Is it going to be Carlos Prates? Is it going to be Michael Morales? Some people were saying, no, Shavkat is next 100%. And I saw videos of him back in training, and then suddenly somebody leaks this footage of him in crutches. And I knew this news was going to come right after. As soon as they said, oh, he's going to be out for 9 to 10 months, it's time.
Forget about it.
But guess who's still in the rankings, Rafa? Colby Covington.
That has to be a joke. That has to be a joke. That is crazy. That is so crazy.
Colby Covington is still in the rankings.
Do you think the problem I see is this? Shavkat's out, the division's moving on. We have so many contenders right now. He was at the time, I think, it was basically him and Ian Garry, right? As a real title contender, it was just him and Ian Garry. They ended up fighting. He won, but Ian Garry, he won. He was already hurt, right? Like he already had something going on that with that injury, right?
Yeah.
So Ian Garry, even though he lost the fight, he left the fight like much higher than he got in, because he was like, holy shit, this kid's good. Because Shavkat was supposed to be like this boogeyman of the division, right? Like, who's gonna beat this guy? He's fucking finishing everyone, crazy victories. But now, man, this guy comes back. The title already changed hands twice, and this guy didn't fight yet. He was Belal Muhammad, then Jack Della Maddalena, is now Islam. Right? We're talking Ilya moving up. You have Carlos Prates. You have Ian Garry. You have Morales. You have Kamaru Usman. You know, like it's crazy. When is this guy? This guy's gonna have to come back. He's gonna be 3 years. It was December 2024, I think, his last fight.
Last fight, yeah.
So it's gonna be more than 2 years away. They're probably gonna feed him one of those top 5 guys, and it's gonna be a tough sell, man. It's gonna be a tough sell for him. Like, how can you keep up with the division just being sidelined like that, like without a fight? You know?
It is going to be very hard, especially mentally for him. However, I do think whenever he comes back, the hype is going to be unreal. Everybody's going to be very hyped for his comeback. It's one of those stories like Zabit Magomedsharipov. People talk about him.
Dominic
He's the
Cruz.
what if. Yeah.
Dominic
exactly.
Cruz, right? Dominic Cruz, he proved he was not a what if, but Shavkat's gonna be probably like the biggest what if of the history of the UFC.
Of course, Dominic Cruz is still like one of the best
because
bantamweights ever.
Dominic
He
Cruz
didn't
got
leave in the
hurt.
middle of his career.
Yeah, he got hurt while being a champion. Years out, came back, got hurt again, got the title back, and then lost the title. But then he was just older, right? So he's not a what if. We're just comparing the situations. But I think talking about Zabit and Shavkat, Zabit right now is the biggest what if. I think Shavkat's about to take that place. Sadly, he's about to take that place from him. Is it early to say? But how long can this guy be out and come back in the same competitive form, shape and things like that?
I mean, we're trying to be optimistic here. Hopefully he does come back and he does what he has to do. No, you don't think so? You think it's going to
I think it's really difficult, man. I think it's really difficult, because the division, you have like 5 prospects. So the machine is gonna move on, and this guy's gonna be left behind. He's gonna come back, a tough guy. Oh, remember this guy? Yeah, I remember this guy. It's gonna be like that.
He's not old though. He still has time to recover. How old is he? Let me check. He's 31 years old. So yes, he's just entering his athletic prime. You see fighters reach their prime at like 32,
but he's
33.
Hurt, so he's not on his athletic prime. He's going to come back from this injury at the end of his athletic. I think the prime is what, from 28 to 33 or something? I think it's something like that, right?
Nowadays, 28, you're a young buck still. I would say these guys in the UFC reach their peak at like 32. So he will come back right around there. And let's be honest, he's not one of those guys that relies on their athleticism a lot. He's a technician. Technically, he's a beast. He's not one of those guys, oh, he's so explosive, one-shot knockout power. Oh, he's so incredibly strong. It's not like his athleticism that he relies on, it's his skills. So in his case, it might be an easier thing if we're talking about whose all athleticism is all about movement, like Dominic Cruz is a perfect example.
Yeah,
he was known for his movement. With those knee injuries, his best weapon is gone. It's not the case with Shavkat. So I'm trying to be optimistic. I understand you're being pessimistic.
I'm not being pessimistic. I'm just trying to keep real, because it's not like there's no one else. Like if he was a heavyweight, put it like this: if he was a heavyweight, what are the chances that 5 heavyweight stars will show up in the next year or so? But we're talking like a welterweight division, man. If Ilya wins, it moves up everything so bad, like especially with Islam being on top too. It's like they have their own contenders, and there's people from other divisions coming in and make this line even bigger. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying by the time Shavkat's back, he might have to fight 1 or 2 killers, and he might not make it back to a title contender.
At least we'll be here to watch. At least we will get to see him come back and fight those guys and see how he does.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be back. I'm just saying, like, will Shavkat be back in top shape and form and as dominant as he's been? That's my biggest question. That's my biggest question. I don't know. Look,
we'll find out.
Can this be the biggest comeback in history? Like the next Dominic Cruz moment kind of thing?
It's hard to say. Biggest comeback in history. If Conor ever comes back, I'm thinking people will be way more hyped about that than Shavkat.
Especially if he wins.
So yeah,
he's probably coming. And listen to this. Can I throw more to this pile of problems that we I'm listing here for Shavkat.
Mm.
Conor's coming back at welterweight.
Is
right?
that guaranteed?
Well, everyone really thinks he's fighting Masvidal. I think Masvidal got a phone call say, shut the fuck up about this, but most likely he's fighting Masvidal. If I have to put a bet, I will bet on that. Because
if you're worried about...
it makes so much sense. Because Masvidal is not active, you know, it's a good competitive fight for Conor.
But if you're worried about Conor coming back and being one more guy in the line of contenders in welterweight, I don't think that will be the case. So I don't think that's something you should even worry about.
If Conor McGregor comes back, he starts Masvidal, you don't think they'll pull him against the top 5 in the welterweight if Conor wants to? I 100% think so. Conor and Carlos Prates or Conor and Jack Della Maddalena or something like that. They'll give him like a striking guy just to put up a show or get KO'd in front of million.
I don't think so.
You got a little shaken up. Like that can really look. If this guy comes back and like walks over Masvidal.
He's 37 years old. You think he's going to fight twice in the same year, for example?
Maybe not in the same year. He can fight at
37 and then at 38?
Well, so what? Well, I'm not saying he's going to be... I'm not saying... You're not understanding my point of view here. I'm not saying he's going to be a champion. I'm just saying if he wins well against Masvidal, if knocks out Masvidal like Usman did, you have that picture highlight with the sweat splashing out, you know, like, and Conor looking out. You don't think they're gonna bump this guy in front of the line for like a title contender fight against Carlos Prates or Jack Della Maddalena just so he has a chance?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think they just put him up against the biggest name possible. They're not going to give him to a JDM. Like, what sense does that make?
That makes if he wins, he'll fight for a title. That's what I'm trying to
If he comes back and knocks out somebody else, they might just give him a title shot straight away.
Okay.
But yeah, that's
can you imagine
Conor
McGregor and Islam Makhachev with Khabib on the corner?
Oh, it would be amazing. He would get destroyed, but it would be amazing just for the...
It would be a joke for Islam.
Build-up would be crazy. Just for all the trash talk and all the beef and street fights that's going to happen in the build-up, you know?
Look, let us know what you think. Hit the like button there. Help us out. If there's a specific subject you want us to talk about, just leave it on the comments there. If you don't want to comment anything, just comment an emoji or something so you help with the engagement. We'll be back. Thanks.